us in welcoming to the stage members of the World of Warcraft art team.
So, my name is Eric Browning. Got an awesome animation to show my name is Eric Browning. Go away, panda. Aw. Yeah. All right. Eric Browning, prop art lead. So I'm going to talk about propagating Pandaria. Get it? It's a joke. Never mind. It's not the same as panda propagation. That's a different panel. So let's take a look at 500 plus new props that we've made for this expansion. Together. There they are. Soak it in. I like that one right there. I don't like that one, but that one is awesome. So thank you. Enjoy the show. So going back a while, our early concepts, our process always starts with lots of reference gathering. Yeah. And then we draw like crazy. Lots and lots of pictures. Sometimes even using a pencil and paper like old man Gibbons would do.
It's old fart, Gibbons. I've told you about that before.
So at this point, it's all about putting down as many ideas as we can. Check this out. It's a goldfish-powered hovering panda mount. I think it's, yeah, no. Does anybody want this? No! Bad players.
You're in trouble
because Chris
now.
said you can't have this. It's too awesome. Probably blow up your computer. So we're trying different looks, ideas for exterior stuff. In the upper left, the frog flute, or the frog arena of time, as I like to call it. I thought it could be World of Warcraft, the frog arena of time. Whole different game if we ever do consoles again. Banners, which I'll show you some of these later. Lots and lots of ideas. We have to fill up all these houses, all these dungeons, exterior areas, and the designers at this point are desperate for stuff. They're also working and they're making, putting zones together and stories are being written. So they're waiting us. I'm going to touch on that shortly. Oops, I'm not going to get to see that one. Funny story. So this circular motif that you see a lot in the interiors, I was thinking that these are bears, right? So they hibernate, and so we'll kind of pull. We're grabbing at straws early on, like what kind of element can we pull from to describe their life? Well, what you may not know, this is a little inside baseball, but the Pandarans are based on pandas. Yeah, pandas. So pandas in turn are based on bears, but unlike real bears, pandas don't hibernate. And I didn't know that, and so I kept pushing my team, oh, you gotta do it, you gotta be like the bears, because they sleep and they'll be all comfy, and so we'll make this round den shape, and then it'll look like they love to be at home. And yeah, Eric, why don't we make a quest where you get your head stuck in a honeypot, too? It's my stereotyping the bears.
Just got tasked.
So anyway, this is a training prop. You probably saw this. It's one of the first ideas. It's very simple, but we started to get sort of an idea of like what the shapes would be like. None of these got used. That's mine. That's why I'm sad. Tools. Everything is kind of big and pretty simple. And crates. I love the crates. We always have to have crates. And exterior fences. A balloon that you may or may not have seen today. I just noticed last night that lazy artist, he just threw actual panda bears in there. They're not even the characters, just bears. Just put a bear in there. So now we bring it all together. We take all these ideas, all of the momentum, the creativity that we put together, and we have to collate this and organize this into a central database. And there it is. Now, the producers at this point, or nursemaids, as I like to call them, they have the job of taking all of our ideas and putting them into a task list and a schedule with durations and times for how long it's going to take us to make this stuff, and then tell us this will be done in 2018, the ideas that you guys have, and then work with us to make a more realistic schedule that we can actually finish. Again, crates. Ever since Crash Bandicoot, I've been obsessed with crates, and they're like green being poisonous in a game. You have to have crates, and these are ours. They're very fancy crates. They're so fancy, I wish I had one of these at home. They're our nicest crates. I love them. Exterior stuff, we did a bunch of weapons. You guys have all clicked on these now many times to satisfy a quest. Early on, we're doing lots of exterior stuff because that's where the designers are working, and they need, as they're building up the environment, they need to put things out there. They need to fill out the areas, walls, that training gear. That's all very useful because they can get a lot of reuse out of it. We thought of the art direction for the pandas. We broke it down into three basic sort of classes. We have the city bears, which would be the more concrete, sculpted stuff, a little more uptown. We have the country bears, and that would be more rustic. They'll be like the breweries, the farms. And then we have the universal bear, which would be anything. That just sounds kind of cool, though, universal bear. This would be stuff you could use anywhere. So obviously banners. This is very sad, though, by the way. These banners are so awesome that now we have to redo all the banners in the entire game because these are the best banners we've ever had. Turn you. So how the props help describe the Pandaren. The props should, if they're doing their job right, you should walk by them and kind of get a sense for who owns them or what they're all about. So we made lots of shrines. This speaks to their spirituality. The interior's very cozy. They like to curl up with a good book. They've got their pots and pans and their neat circular thing based on hibernation. Tools. The tools are simple, work the land tools. There's no machinery. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you and I. And barrels. More barrels than any other race in the game, I think. This is called over-delivery. So an observation, when I'm looking through these, we use this little red motif on the, a lot of the objects to show this is owned by pandas. And the more I looked at these, I thought, you know, those look like guys. Like they've got, it's a guy with a bandana on it. And so I put funny eyes on them. They're totally guys. They're like a team. Just something I noticed. Books, lots and lots of books. This speaks to their knowledge. They're seeking knowledge, remembering it, reading it, writing it. They're monks. They've got the tables where they're recording things. We have lots of this stuff. And what's really neat about this is the text, all the characters. We had to make a language that would be cohesive through everything. It would be convincing when you looked at it. And we made a whole language that has characters with their meanings associated with them. So when you go through Pandaria, if you have the time and wherewithal and a chart like this, you can actually translate the scrolls that are hanging in the temples. This one, which you probably clicked on yesterday, what it actually says is, for in the flow, or in the true heart of the Pandaren, the flow of peace speaks like the wings of many birds, and upon those wings are carried the feathers of 1,000 dreams. Actually, that's crap. I made that up. But what I did do is I took that chart that one of the artists made, and then I, for this presentation, translated that scroll for real. Does anybody want to hear what it really says? This is a big secret. Here it goes. Travel, teacher, village wind, family, stranger, me, city wind, instruction, city wind, go, teacher, go. Visitor, me, wind, travel, building, wind, stranger, me, city, go away, teacher, village, wind, teacher. So now we'll play level designer or 8-year-old. Any guesses? That is an 8-year-old. That's my son. His sister wants you to know that she helped tape the backpack onto him and made the fire. So if you leave an 8-year-old alone long enough, they often will make things in the kitchen, wherever. Sometimes they make their own toys, which are pretty awesome. Level designers are a lot like this. And they are also awesome, and when they're waiting for us to give them stuff, they've got nothing to play with, no Legos to build, or no mega blocks to build their things with. And they are both always busy. They often live in their own world. These are the similarities. And when bored, they make their own toys. So when we go and we walk through the world to check and see how the props are being used, we often see stuff like this. What the hell is that? What? And then we just stare at it like, look at, did you make, what? Where did that come from? This is a shrine made from a shrine and a colander and a pear and a banana. They needed it. And this, why? I didn't see a task come through for this thing, but they apparently needed a fell reaver made from a barber shop and a goblin shredder and a mailbox. Believe it or not, this was inspired by the Pandaren mailbox. I talked to the designer, and it's in there, and somehow it made him think we need to do this with that mailbox. There. We need crane statues for the crane area. This is made from items you can find around your home. And I don't even need to explain this. I can't even figure out what half of this stuff is, but I think there's a bathtub in there and a trophy. And my favorite, the Pandaren hover tank, made from a frying pan, a door, a still, some barrels, and now the animated props, which I'm going to leave you with. And this has not the weepy Chinese violins, but Dark Moon Fair music.